Hold up.
I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're staying safe at home, and I hope you have a great week ahead. Today, I want to talk about something which we don't wish to face. None of us want to face the role that we play in our own suffering. None of us ever want to look at the perfect truth as to why we don't achieve certain things that we're chasing in life. None of us want to look at that. It's a normal human mechanism to, number one, blame everything around you, people, events, situations for what we cannot achieve. That, of course, we know is very limiting. Today, whether we're talking about achieving a health goal, whether it's a disease we're recovering from, whether we're talking about our relationships, our family, our personal growth, our careers, our business, our workplaces, you see, it's human nature to immediately start looking to justify and find reasons and validate why we do not achieve our goals. And then we start moving into this negative self-talk. We start saying, oh, life is so difficult, work is horrible, this pandemic is the worst thing that could happen to us, and all of these things. You may be justified to some extent. But the question I ask all of you today is, what is the role that you play in your own suffering? We all play a role in our own suffering and in our own failures. I'm not here to take away from your pain and suffering that someone else may have caused you, or a situation may have caused you, or some problem that you have at work, but I'm here to tell you that you do have a role that you're playing in your own suffering and in your failures. And the sooner that we understand this role that we play is very limiting for us, the faster it is that we can overcome these obstacles and start to achieve our goals, recover, lose that weight, feel better, climb up the corporate ladder, build a successful business, personally evolve. All of that can change instantly. Let me give you an example. Take someone who's trying to lose weight, okay? They're doing everything, but they just can't stop that binge drinking of alcohol on the weekend, or that constant feeding of emotions with sugar and carbs, okay? Now, the role that you are playing in your own failure with weight loss is that the inability to self-restrain, lack of discipline, lack of consistency. No matter what, that is something that you are doing wrong. And unless you can correct that, you cannot make the weight loss easier. Now, you can blame everyone around you. You can blame the quality of food. You can blame advice and everything else. But the perfect truth, and you know deep inside of you, is the fact that you are playing a role in your own failure and in your own suffering. Let's take another example of relationships, okay? Yes, maybe your partner is causing you pain or hurt or whatever it is, but what role are you playing in your own suffering? You know, are you reacting the wrong way? Are you using ego? Are you using pride? Are you using power play moves? Are you using the emotional card? You know, are you using unforgiveness, intolerance? There could be so many things that even you are doing that is not allowing your relationship to improve. So all I'm trying to say is, yes, it may be everyone's fault, but what role are you playing? Let's talk about at work. Everyone thinks they're entitled for the next promotion, and maybe you are. But is there a skill that you lack that you still need to work on before you get that next role? Okay, is it a particular behavior trait that you have that you're refusing to see? That you're refusing to see because you think you're the best, you think you're good. Everyone's telling you you're good, but you're not growing because someone else sees this one little thing that you need until you need to get better at before you move into the next position. That's the role that you're playing in your suffering, by not seeing what you need to change. Let's talk about someone recovering from a disease. Okay, are you doing everything it takes to get better? If you're not, your perfect truth is that you are not. That is the role that you're playing in your own suffering. Maybe you need to do A, B, and C to feel better, but you're only doing A. Sadly, it is still the role that you are playing in your own suffering, or you are becoming the obstacle to your own recovery. Family life, whatever it is. You know, we have to understand there are ups and downs in life. There are things which are said which shouldn't have been said. But what is your role that you play? Is it the choice of words that are limiting you from improving, or that are causing your own suffering? When you use certain words, you invite suffering into your life, or you cannot fix things which are broken. Is it your anger? Is it your ego? Is it your pride? Is it your inability to be disciplined? Is it your inability to be consistent? It's a very nice exercise for us to self-reflect on anything that's not going well for you in your life right now, or goals that seem very frustrating to achieve. Okay? Yes, you may have 10 points from around why it's not working, but now it's time to face the truth and look at the role that you are playing in your own suffering, or the role that you are playing in your own failures. And many times in relationships, the other person is not willing to change. Right then, you know your relationship is failing. Relationships are about changing, not changing who you are, not your personality. I'm talking about adjustment, I'm talking about tolerance, I'm talking about forgiveness, I'm talking about so many different things. A relationship cannot work otherwise. So right then, if you don't think that can, it's never going to work. Your health, it's not just going to be there. If you're sick, there are going to be things over and above be medicine that you need to take if you want to get better. If you're not willing to take that, then you have your own suffering, which you're playing a role in. Your attitude can be the biggest obstacle and the biggest reason why you continue to suffer. Your attitude could be the reason that you continue not to achieve your goals. So it is so important for us to do this honest exercise, because we're not perfect. You are going to find certain things that you need to change in you. Okay, everyone's got ego, everyone's got pride, but is your ego and pride become the role that you are playing, that the role that's constantly playing in your suffering? And if you're able to tame it a little bit, do you think things can get better? Okay, a lot of people say, no one likes me, no one loves me, no one whatever. They find fault with everyone. Well, what is your role in that? What are you doing to cause this? Okay, so it's not about you finding fault with yourself. It's about you identifying what you need to change and taking that action. Everyone thinks, most people think today, they feel entitled. If you look at the younger generations, the current gen, everyone feels they're entitled. I did this, I must get this. You don't have to get anything. You basically reap what you sow. It's as simple as that. It's called the law of compensation, whatever it is that you want to call it. Okay? You put an X amount of effort, you get X amount of results. It's as simple as that. Nothing can change. You could be a millionaire, a billionaire, you could be famous, you could be an actor, an actress, a politician, you could have loads of fancy things, but that doesn't make you more entitled. It doesn't change that at all. But because our egos go up and because we have so much, we think we're entitled, that everything has to fall in place the way we want it to, that creates the most disappointment and the most failure. So that is the role that you're playing in your own suffering, where your ego and pride is too much, this feeling of entitlement. No one is entitled to anything. You earn it. You earn it. You're not entitled to respect because, you're rich. You earn respect. You're not entitled to kindness if you can't give kindness. You're not entitled to be loved if you don't give love. You're not entitled to happiness if you don't spread or create happiness. It's as simple as that. That's the law of life. Nothing can change it. No material wealth, no material things can ever change that. So today your homework is very, very simple. Whether it's your health, you can break it down into health, relationships, family, wealth, personal growth, and work. Okay, you can break it down into these 5 spheres, and now look, am I not achieving? Am I struggling to achieve something over here? Or am I suffering in any of these spheres? And then just focus on the role that you are playing and try to take that right action to make it different. And that's when things are going to change. Ever notice there's a group of people, a couple of people that no matter what, they're always complaining, they're always blaming, they're always whining, they're always gossiping, finding fault with everything. Look at their lives, okay? That's a life where you don't take action for what you're doing. But they find fault with the entire world, but they don't want to look within and find out the role that they play in their own suffering. The sooner you can do this, and do this exercise with your children as well, your teenagers, when they're not getting something, we just want to shower them with love and tell them they're the best and I love you. You're actually creating more problems. But if you sit them down and you help them to find out their role in their own suffering, as parents, you need to point that out. You need to be the strong person to point that out to them. That, hey, yeah, you didn't stand first in class because probably you didn't invest that much of time in studying. You were spending too much time on video games, X, Y, Z. Make them involved in their own suffering. Otherwise, they go out into the world thinking they're entitled. And the moment they step out of your home and out of the comfort that you've created for them, they begin to fail. Because in the real world, no one is entitled. Okay, no one's going to tell you that they love you so much and that you're always right and you're the best and all of that stuff. So it's so important for us to teach people the perfect truth our children, if they fail, what is the perfect truth? Okay, you failed, no big deal. You made this mistake, learn from this mistake, move on. We can't. I think right now our generation is emotionally very, very soft. We want to make everyone feel liked. We want to make everyone feel good all the time. That isn't life, because that isn't what reality is. You know, we can respect people, we can love them, but we can also correct them and teach them to find the perfect truth in their own failures and in their own suffering. And when you learn this, you will begin to change every sphere of your life. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you.